It's Friday the 31st of May and here I am on the A2 between Sittingbourne and my hoped destination. I want to see if I can make it all the way through to Rochester, which will give me a good start in the morning. Today, I'm afraid, is going to be just awful in terms of you're not going to see much at all other than the A2, which, just to remind you from yesterday, is originally a Roman road. I think it was Watling Street, I might be wrong about that, but anyway, it's the A2, and there's no coastal path as such to even walk on. Even if there was a coastal path, I wouldn't be walking it, but there isn't a coastal path anyway. The good news is my leg is holding up really nicely this morning. No problem whatsoever. It was comfortable in bed. I'm putting plenty of the cream on. I feel great. I'm very happy that even though yesterday was only about 10-11 miles, I managed it quite comfortably, and I'm taking it nice and steady today. I've got nothing more to do other than just walk this A2. I got bang up to date with all my editing last night when I put number 414 on, and I've had some very nice comments already, thank you very much. And I know it went on a little bit with the Australian people, but it was, how could I edit that down? It was like top quality in my opinion, and with respect, this is for me, and I'm sharing it with you, and you know, it was just great to meet those people. Tomorrow I've got John, you might remember the chap who lives in Maidstone, who's one of the, he's been a lifelong supporter of Maidstone United. Well, I'll be speaking to him tonight, and he's going to come and join me tomorrow, probably from Rochester through to Gravesend. And then from Gravesend, you've already seen me on the ferry crossing across to Tilbury, and so I'll just be able to take off from Gravesend in the van, round to Tilbury, get myself parked up, and then plan my route across Essex, which I'm very much looking forward to, and I'm feeling as if then I'll be on the home straight. I know I've said all these things before, but I'm quite excited that I've got this far, and I've got to say this quickly. Everything's fine on every other front, there's no problems whatsoever. I'm going to try and find myself somewhere in Gravesend tomorrow night, somewhere to go and watch the football, Liverpool and Tottenham. That'll be brilliant, and I'm looking forward to it. So this particular stretch of walk that I'm doing now, I'm going to condense it down as much as I possibly can. I don't see the point of trying to make something out of nothing with my video camera. It's quite irritating walking on this noisy road. There's nothing I can do about it, but I'm only going to make this particular day maybe about 10 minutes long, if that. I'm quite sure it might get a bit more interesting towards the end when I'm actually in Chatham and Rochester. There'll be things to see there because they're both very historically important places, and there's also the river to cross, the Medway, and that should be quite spectacular, I think. So, as I said to you yesterday, my mate Ralph's due on the 17th of June. I'm looking forward to that. But if he was here, you know what he'd say, don't you? He would say, "Here we go." Ralph isn't demented, by the way, and that didn't really sound very Welsh, but you get the drift. It's 12:47 now and I've just walked into Rochester, so that's not too bad. I mean, I haven't got lost because I've been on the A2 all the time. I haven't had to look once at my iPhone to see where I am. It's quite amazing, isn't it? All I've got to do now is just walk down, carry on along for another maybe mile or so, and then we're going to come to the River Medway and a bridge that will cross there, and that will take me into Rochester properly. And then I've got to start looking for a bus or a train to get me back again to Sittingbourne. And I've thought out the plan for tonight. I'm going to drive over back again to Gravesend, where I can park up tomorrow on the car park that I used when I went to London last Sunday, on the right next to the market. And it's only £1 a day on a Saturday, and it's free on a Sunday. And then I need to speak to my friend John, who lives in Maidstone, and work something out about how we're going to do this walk from Rochester over to Gravesend, and all the logistics and what we're going to do with cars and so on and so on. But what I favour we do is that John comes as well. He comes up to Gravesend, it's not far from where he lives, and then we can both jump on a bus with our pensioners' passes back again down here to Rochester and just walk back. And there is quite a nice route, and I'm quite sure John's familiar with it. It'll take us along the south bank of the Thames, actually close to the river. But he might have quite a good suggestion, and he's a local man, he knows the way around, and I'm happy to take his advice. Somebody giving his car a bit of welly there with a hammer. I'm sure that'll do it a load of good. So, it's not a very nice day weather-wise. It's actually spitting at this very moment in time. And it's not cold, I've been nice and warm, I've kept my jacket on. There's a bit of a headwind, but it's not unpleasant. And the weather forecast for the weekend is it's going to get up to somewhere between 25 and 30 on Saturday and Sunday, by which time I'll be over in Well, Sunday I'll be moving over to Essex, and if you look north actually from here and look at the clouds and look north, after about maybe 10 miles you can see bright sunshine. We're just under this huge sort of blanket of cloud that's not moving at all. There's not a great deal of wind, and the cloud's just sitting there. There's nothing to shift it. So, not far off now. I'll press on. Andy, just very nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah, you too, Jim.
I know we was going to have a chat on the train about where you're going and all the rest of it. We've only known each other for a few minutes, and I'd love to get to know you more. Pity you've got on the wrong train, mate.
So let me give you the brief synopsis. I'm Andy. I retired 3 years ago.
Yes.
I've travelled all over Southeast Asia in that time, and also done cycle trips around Spain and Europe whilst the summer's been on. I'm currently a student at Bangor University doing marine biology. I've just done the first year of that. I'm going back next year for 2 more years of it, getting bachelor's in marine biology. And the idea is to then go and work with conservation units out in Malaysia. I've spent 6 months out there helping them grow coral, look after turtles, generally to keep the place sorted out. But going back with a scientific mind, I'll be more used to them. So that's my idea of getting the bachelor's degree in marine biology.
Excellent.
So it should be good fun.
And so you've cycled from Euston to here?
Yes, so I've cycled down from Euston Station today.
Right.
I'm now heading for Canterbury, where I've got a hostel booked for the night. Then tomorrow morning, bomb down to Dover, hop on the train, the ferry rather, go across to Calais. Calais, I go up to Rotterdam, pick up the River Rhine and follow it all the way down to Switzerland.
Right.
Stay over with a friend in Switzerland for a couple of days, then head over the Alps into Italy.
Wow.
And after that, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I'll have to turn around at some point and start heading back to Bangor in time for the next term, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. We will shortly be arriving at Chatham.
And that's me. This is where I got to jump off and change trains.
Yeah, well, it's been lovely meeting you,
Jim,
mate.
you too, mate. And good luck with the walk.
You've got my card.
Yeah, I will Facebook you tonight.
Lovely, that'd be fabulous.
And add you on.
Okay, cheers, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay,
see you again.
See you on. Bye now. Well, that was unfortunate because Andy, who I'd only started talking to a couple of minutes before the train actually came in, got on the wrong train. He wants to be at Canterbury, and this train doesn't go to Canterbury, so the conversation we was going to have didn't happen. We had to get off at the next stop at Chatham and change, and he's, as you heard, he's on his way to Italy. Lovely guy. I wish I'd have had more time to talk to him.
Next station is Gillingham.
So it's been quite a successful day, having had a nice stroll along the A2. I think I've done about 13 miles. My leg has been absolutely brilliant, no problem. And I did notice this morning after putting cream on where a couple of the veins, which the doctor pointed out to me, which were flat and bluey, purpley colour, have suddenly come up almost exactly the same as they do on my other leg, and I've got absolutely no pain at all. So they've kind of refilled with blood or whatever as a result of this cream, which penetrates deep. You can feel it working. It's quite amazing, and I've just walked really, really well today, and it really has taken away just that one worry that I had about whether I was going to make it with my leg, and I'm feeling so pleased. It hasn't been much of a walk, in honesty. You don't expect to see anything when you're just walking along the A2, and the noise of the traffic and the pollution and everything. I'm not used to it. It just wore me out, completely wore me out. So now I'm just going back to the van, which is in Sittingbourne, and then I'm going to make a decision about what I'm going to do later, whether I'm going to go back over again to stay where I am, which I've got a ticket for. I can stay there until 7 in the morning, but what I'm more likely to do is drive over to Gravesend and start the walk from there, in that I can meet John tomorrow in Rochester, and we can walk together to back again to Gravesend, and that's the plan. And I'll be on the phone with him tonight, and I'll be talking to him, and we'll get it sorted out. So that's it until tomorrow.